Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to Friday. Hope you guys are having a great end of your week. It's super rainy here, so a little bit cold outside, but definitely wanting to chat today about how to leave the past behind us. And I think we can all get caught in the past at times, and I'll just ramble on a little bit until we have some people jump on as well. But definitely, leaving the past behind can be a really, really tricky thing. And one of the reasons why it's so tricky is that any particular events, any situations that have happened that have been a high emotional state tend to actually get stored in our memory very, very deep. And particularly if there's been not a threat to our survival, that's probably, well, it could be if it's been a deep trauma, or if it's felt on some level that your own security or your own well-being or your own safety has been at risk. And sometimes that can even be within our own families or with our own friends, or fitting into the tribe, or being accepted, or a feeling of belonging, whether that's with work or with intimate relationships. And all of those things as well can definitely be super tricky. So say hi if you're on. Good morning. Great to have you guys on here. And I guess, leaving the past behind can be a really, really tricky thing to do. And I don't know that we actually always know when we're actually bringing the past with us as well, simply because there's so many past conditioning, there's so much subconscious programming that goes on from 0 to 7 that it's really difficult to know what is actually a function of now and what is a function of the past. And I'm not a huge advocate of spending a lot of time in going back through therapy or going back through past things unless it's preventing you moving forward now. And the reason why is because the mind tends to grab onto a concept or grab onto an idea, and it can literally create the problem and then chase its tail in trying to fix the problem as well. And that doesn't serve us on any level. So an example of that could be a fear that we have around future things, and so then it's like, well, because this happened in the past, now I've got to protect myself from that. And in that moment, we're actually bringing all of those past experiences, instead of being able to be really present and clear right now, figure out what it is that we want, why we want that, and move forward towards that as well. So unpicking the past, we can spend a lot of time in, well, why did that happen, and why did I feel that way, and all of those things. And that's not to say, like, I've done all of those things, because I am a why girl. I like to really understand what's going on at the deeper level around things. I guess wasting a lot of time in there as well definitely can be really, really tricky too. So spending a lot of time on figuring out, well, what happened in every part of my childhood may not necessarily serve you unless there is a big block that's coming up for you now. And by that, sometimes we don't even know what's actually going on there. Sorry, I feel like I'm totally rambling this morning, which is really bizarre. Good morning. I can't see who's actually on here, so please say hi if you're on here. Actually, we'll just... Okay, good. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we'll just carry on. So one of the things that's particularly came up for me is definitely some things around my childhood. It was just like, it was a very innocent experience that happened, but because of my perception as a 6 or a 7-year-old, or maybe it was an 8-year-old, I can't remember exactly how old I was at the time, but I took something in very, very deeply, and I made it mean something completely different to what it actually was. And it was around my I guess like my own success in schooling and how I'd done well at school, and then I'd felt bad for actually being successful, and so that had gone in at a deep level, and I'd felt that my success had actually hurt other people or had upset other people, and so then it became wrong and it became bad, and it became I became feeling guilty and everything around those things as well. So when I look forward, like fast forward now, in some of those situations that I'm living in my current life, that has been like really, really tricky for me, because I've attached this feeling of guilt, or I've attached this feeling of being bad or being wrong, or and falling back into this needing to be the good girl and needing to be the pleaser. And it was like really, really tough on many levels, because it didn't feel good to not succeed, but it didn't feel good to succeed either. And when we set ourselves up like that, it really is a double bind, and it can be what causes like a lot of depression in people as well, because we feel powerless to be able to change our situation, but we also feel powerless to be able to feel good day to day as well, because it's almost like it keeps us stuck. So sometimes there can be a lot of these things that actually really happen with life, that we don't even know that it's actually happened in the past, but we're actually bringing it along with us. And it's not until we actually do a bit of a deep dive that we can figure out those things as well. So how to actually leave the past behind you, it really comes back to being able to focus right now, be in the present moment, so with breath, gratitude, and being focused on what it is that you do want to experience moving forward. And if there are things that pop up, or I can't do that because of this, or this past event has happened, or you've got an old belief around who you used to be or how you used to be. So being fit and healthy, that's a great example. If you've had an identity in the past that I'm not a healthy person, or I always fail at diets or things like that, that's when you're dragging the past with you. Now is a new moment. Now is the present moment where you really can make some new choices and some new decisions, and your past doesn't have to define you. One of the greatest analogies that I ever heard was from Wayne Dyer, which is, thinking that the past has to drive you or has control of you now is like thinking of the wake behind the boat that's left behind as you're moving forward in the boat, and it doesn't make any sense. But a lot of the subconscious programming definitely can come in that we're not even aware of what's actually driving us, or what's actually affecting us, or what's actually blocking us, and we can't see what we can't see. And that's why I truly do believe that there is great value in a mentor or a coach, or even just a wise friend that inspires you, or that you can bounce ideas off and kind of go, oh, I'm curious, why do you think that, or why do you choose to believe that? Because a belief is only a belief, and it's not necessarily true. And being able to question our beliefs is one of the most powerful things that we can ever do for ourselves as well. So questioning if there is a belief around how life is, and I know that was a huge thing for me, particularly as a single mum, and I had a belief that life was hard, and so I was continually dragging this past belief into my present moment and making life hard for myself simply because of my thoughts around how I believed life was. If we believe life is hard, it's hard to wake up, it's hard to get through the day, it's hard to, everything feels like a struggle simply because it's tainted by that lens or tainted by that filter as well, which can be really, really tricky. So, questioning our beliefs is one of the quickest ways that will actually set you free from the past as well. And good morning to whoever's on here. Please say hi. For some reason, I don't know why, but I can't see comments this morning, or can't see who's jumping on. So I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm not doing very well at it. So I'll just be at peace with how it is. But definitely around things that have happened in the past, being able to question your beliefs. And I love to use, I'm a huge advocate of Byron Katie, and I love to use the worksheets, and if you duck onto her website, it's just thework.com, and she's got a load of downloadable resources there, including one belief at a time. It's a fantastic worksheet as well. So if we have a belief, like I said, that life is hard, how do I feel if I believe that life is hard? It's a struggle, I feel tired, I feel exhausted, I don't even want to participate in the day, all of those beliefs that come up. How do I feel if I didn't believe the thought that life was hard? Oh, I'd feel freer, I'd feel lighter, and you just immediately get a shift within yourself as well. So anything that you feel is blocking you or preventing you from moving forward, you can take those statements and really start to shift and change those things for yourself as well. So I hope that's been helpful. I feel like I've been very vague and very rambly this morning, but it takes all sorts, hey? So have an amazing rest of your day, guys, and lots of love to you and thank you for tuning in. And yeah, have a fabulous weekend as well. Catch you guys later. Bye. Mwah.